up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Athletic Club versus Barcelona in the Copa del Rey stage. Of course, in the final 8, Barcelona have progressed to the quarterfinals and do have a very difficult match upon them away at the San Mamés against a very good and well organized Athletic Club side. But following the match over the weekend against Betis at the Benito Villamarin, the club are at a moment here where they can have a real strong remontada in their season and they can progress to the final 4 of the Copa del Rey, which is pretty much Barcelona's best chance of winning any silverware this season. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9:30 p.m. local time, so half an hour later than our usual kickoff time, and this match will be taking place at the San Mames, one of the most difficult and hostile atmospheres in Spain, and definitely top 3 most difficult away trips to look forward to in the entire season. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch, it will be Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, and on the VAR, it will be Eduardo Iglesias. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Athletic Club. Alongside, of course, Barcelona and Real Madrid, Athletic Club have never been relegated from the Spanish First Division, so this team is just nothing but pure and utter history, and they've been having a very good season so far, and they're also a very well structured and very well managed side as well. And the last time we did face them this season was at the Montjuic Stadium, where we did end up winning 1-0, and we needed a Marc Guiu debut 30 seconds in, him scoring to secure 3 points in this match. You can see the starting lineup for this match on the right hand side. Of course, there won't be any Gavi for this game. Romeu was falling off beyond belief. Inigo Martinez and Ter Stegen are injured. Apart from that, we could see very much similar personnel. Of course, we're going through injury issues at this time. Athletic Club were fully fit, ready to go. You know, both the William brothers were there playing and on form as well. I believe Nico Williams just renewed his deal at the time. It was a very even matchup. I would say Barcelona mainly dominated the game, but again, that one break of space threw a ball from Joao Felix into Marc Guiu on his debut, first touch and first shot. He ended up scoring. Of course, that kind of cemented himself as a regular first team member throughout this season. But let's take a look now at Athletic Club's last 6 matches in all competition. In their last match, they did lose 1-0 to Valencia. They beat Alaves 2-0 to progress to this point in the Copa del Rey. They beat Real Sociedad 2-1 in the Basque Derby. They beat Eibar 3-0 in round 32 of the Copa del Rey. They beat Sevilla away from home at Roman Sanchez Pizjuan 2-0, and they also beat a very good Las Palmas side 1-0. So you see there's not too many goals scored on their ends, always 1-0s, maybe 2-0 victories. So they keep it tight in the defense, and also they're very clinical in their chances, and they kind of sit back and try to control the game. But let's take a look now at the last 3 matches in all competition. Firstly is a 2-1 win against Sociedad. Of course, the Basque Derby probably after, of course, Clasico Madrid Derby. This is one of the biggest derbies in Spain. I believe the first one at the Anoeta, Sociedad battered Bilbao and won, I think 3-0, something like that. So they're definitely coming out here for revenge. They got the narrow 2-1 win. I think they were 2-0 up. Berenguer comfortable as well. In the end, I think Oyarzabal pulled, a consolation goal. This is, I believe, the first match in which Inaki Williams was not available for, as he has gone to the AFCON. So they had to play, Berenguer as essentially a second striker. Again, they dominated the match. San Mames was roaring and lively. We can see a very similar atmosphere and performance that Bilbao had in this game tomorrow for sure. Dominant performance from them. In the end, the scoreline doesn't really favor them, but definitely a deserved victory for them. Next up is their 2-0 win against Alaves in the Cup, with Villalibre getting a brace. If you remember Villalibre, you are a true OG of the channel, of course Barcelona as well, what he did in the Super Cup in the 2020-2021 season under Koeman's first year, and of course Messi getting his first red card ever for club football in the final as well. Again, a comfortable victory for them. They did make a few rotations in this game, but in the end they progressed smoothly into the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. But their last match in all competition was over the past weekend, where they did end up losing 1-0 to Valencia. Now, I did end up watching this game, and I think Athletic Club, I wouldn't say they dominated the game, but they were definitely well in the game. They missed a few chances as well. Nico Williams missed about 2, I'd say, clear-cut chances down that left-hand side. Second half, though, was all Valencia, chances after chances after chances. Hugo Doro, who ended up scoring the goal, missed a few chances prior to that header that he did end up scoring. Again, they were really, utilizing their crosses on the left-hand side with Jose Gaya whipping them in. That's where I think they've kind of spotted Athletic Club's weak point. Again, going forward, Bilbao in the second half weren't really up to scratch. You can see they're very, different side without Iñaki Williams up top, and they end up losing their first game in quite some time, and 3 big points drop in that top 4/European title race, you could say, in La Liga. So overall, final thoughts on Athletic Club. They're a very good side, very well structured, good personnel, very good players as well. And of course, they're very well managed by their manager, Ernesto Valverde, who was actually the Barcelona manager when I started this YouTube channel off. Very much Valverde out at that time, and now it's a question of Xavi being out. So see how time really does fly. But anyway, we know the ability of Valverde. He's very much a result-based manager where he goes out there and does anything necessary to get 3 points, and that's how he kind of drives his game based off of. And again, Athletic Club, especially in the cup, do have the numbers recently over Barcelona. Again, besides their 1-0 loss against Valencia, they were on a 14-match unbeaten run with 11 wins, 3 draws, and they've won each of their 6 games before that as well. No draws in the last 6 games prior, of course, to that Valencia loss. And also, they have not lost at home at any point this season in La Liga. And since the one-legged format in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey was introduced, I believe, in 2019, 2020, somewhere around there, Barcelona faced Athletic Club at the San Mamés twice and lost both. Of course, 1-0 in 2020 in the 93rd minute. Iñaki Williams got the winner. And of course, the extra time one, I believe, 3-2 when Ferran Torres scored. And we had, I think it was Pedri with the last second goal, or was it Dani Alves? Or Dani Alves gave the assist. Anyways, we're wearing the purple kit. But again, in this competition recently, especially in this format, Athletic Club have gone a number over us. Of course, they messed up our sextuple back in 2016 when they beat us, 4-0 at the San Mames to absolutely destroy our Super Cup hopes. We will, of course, end up winning 5 trophies, which is, fantastic, but no sextuple in that season. Again, in terms of personnel, there's quite a few to look out for. We will wait and see if Nico Williams is fit. He did go off in the match against Valencia with an injury. Of course, Unai Simon, the starting Spain goalkeeper, he's very good. Sanchez in the midfield, Berenguer on the right-hand side, Yuri Bershiche at left back. It's a very, very good squad. Of course, that midfield is full of engine, especially run by Ander Herrera. We'll wait and see if their captain, Iker Muniain, who's caused us so many nightmares over recent years, see if he gets any minutes in this game. Verdibre, of course, he has that trumpet moment against us in the Super Cup. So it's a team that's very balanced, experienced, youngsters, of course, veterans in the game as well. And it's a team that can do damage to us. Again, with their fully strong side, it took a lot out of Barcelona and a bit of luck as well to beat them at the Montjuic at our stadium. They're not going to be on their own ground. 60,000 at the San Mamés. It is going to be a hostile environment and atmosphere, but all I can say to Barcelona in order to win this game is to repeat exactly what they did against Betis, which is control the tempo of that midfield, have everything go to the players of Barcelona, don't give them space. Again, they could be deadly on the break, especially if Nico Williams does end up playing this game. I think if he has a little bit of a knock, get some injection of painkillers in there, he'll probably end up playing. So Barcelona had to keep it very well structured in the midfield and of course finish their chances in the final third. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: João Cancelo, Balde, Araujo, Ferran, Pedri, Lewandowski, Iñaki Peña, João Felix, Christensen, Romeo, Victor Roque, Roberto, De Jong, Gundogan, Koundé, Astralaga, Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, Cubarsí, Aron, Marguello, and Hector Ford. Now, of course, the big news is that both João Cancelo and Christensen are back. João Cancelo received the medical green light this morning, and Christian, of course, didn't because the club never confirmed any injury whatsoever. But both players, absolutely key players for Barcelona, do return. Whether they will start the game or participate remains to be seen, but they are fully fit and ready to go to help Barcelona, hopefully, for the rest of the season. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. His press conference this morning, of course, asked a lot of questions in the media, mainly about the referee scandal currently happening with Real Madrid and Almeria's game over the past weekend. Nonetheless, though, he was asked some other questions as well. So let's get and see what Xavi had to say this morning in the press conference. Start off by saying that we won at the ground like Benito Bimarin, recovering sensations in our football. We have now 3 games away being able to compete in the Copa del Rey final. Let's hope that we can do that. Tomorrow we will have less time to think. They're very aggressive and play under pressure. Ernesto's a very good coach. We value him very much at the club. In addition, the San Mames is noisy and it will be very difficult. On Cancelo and Christensen, he said that Cancelo and Christensen are fine. They're ready to play. They will have minutes. João Cancelo no longer has any discomfort. He wants to play. And for Christensen, it's the same. He's fine and ready to go. Then asked on the controversy at the Bernabeu, saying I don't want to feel the controversy, I want to talk about football. You have to ask me about the feelings I have the other day. You've already seen and heard from it. He was then asked if he believes in the referees, and he said, yes, I believe in their honesty, but I don't like the pressure they receive. But the controversy in the Madrid-Almeria match, not here. I hope it affects the players in a positive way, that it will cost us a lot, and the rage comes out to compete better. The click would be to win tomorrow with the semi-final and then win the title, but yes, above all, play a good game. I think that Betis, we were very good with the game. Tomorrow will be difficult. We will surely not have the ball so much. It's time to compete and fight for all the titles remaining. Lamine Yamal is already here. Kubarsi demonstrates his talent the other day. Hector Fort, Marguillo, they're a very important batch and they can be consolidated in the first team even though they are still very young. The importance of tomorrow's game, it is a knockout competition and we have to play for a title, so of course it's very important. I will always tell you that helping Barcelona is an opportunity. I try to transmit this in a positive way. The match against Betis, we went very well. Even the way it ended, we celebrated, it was as a family, but above all, a game would have been a standout. The videos against me in the media, I've always respected Madrid. It's always, you know, like they don't like wars too much. I'm peaceful. I respect the videos, the memes, everything like that. I take it with humor. Of course, talking about those videos from Madrid TV. Do I think the referees feel pressure? Is a question for the federation and for the referees. At least they hold a press conference, ask them. I see things and I say them. You have my opinion in the newspaper library almost every single day. Athletic club jump very well to pressure. We have less time to think, very high line, and you have to know how to get out of it. And with that pressure, it's going to cost us, but it is going to be a football war. Do I regret talking about the referee? But I don't control the press. Maybe the other people do, but I've told the players I don't have any outside information or any outside friends in the press. I'm not in the focus of the controversy, and I do not like being the central focus. We see more 16-year-olds this season. He said that Lamine is a reality. Marguillo, Fermin himself, Balde, Pau Kubarsi. These are very prepared young players. I see the very prepared generation. We have a short squad and a complicated financial situation, and we will count on them. He then asked if it's still a possibility to win La Liga, and he said, didn't you see the celebrations against Betis? I'm in a positive realist. We still have 18 games left. Imagine the points that are still available for us to grab. We're not gonna throw in the towel quite yet. Madrid were 9 points behind us, and then they were 12 points behind us after we beat them in the Clasico, but there was still a race. How's it gonna be a race? There is still a lot left. To be fair, Xavi is right, but the question is for Barcelona, we have to go now to the Montilivi, which of course is the home of Girona. We have to go to the Wanda, Atletico Madrid, and we have to go to Bernabeu and pick up 3 points. Also, San Mamés in the league as well. We still have to go there. So there's a lot of tough games that we need to win to sway in our favor. Again, we're only 7 points off. I don't think it's impossible, but there is, you know, a bit of a mission there for sure. I wouldn't completely, of course, rule it out. And finally, Xavi was asked on the January transfer window. Of course, now we're just almost under a week left of the window, and Xavi said, look, the economic situation is difficult, and I don't think it will change a week from now. We will focus on the players that we currently have in this squad. So Xavi, not very optimistic we will sign anyone in January, but you never know. That final 48 hours is prime time Laporta and Deco moment, so we'll wait and see what happens with that. But that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction. Had the match against Athletic Club tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best to predict his lineup. I think it will be fairly straightforward to predict as well, and I believe that Xavi will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Inaki Peña in goal, a back four of Koundé, Araujo, Kubarsi, and of course Alejandro Balde. Midfield three of De Jong, Gundogan, and Pedri, and a front three of Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. I think Xavi will select the exact same lineup that he selected against Betis. You want to have some sort of continuity there. You don't want to break up what was, our best performance in about 2 or 3 months as well. Although the result, you could say, in terms of the scoreline, wasn't the best, conceding twice in the space of 2 or 3 minutes. But I really don't see anyone contesting to come in. I think Xavi will only make changes based on fatigue and to have some freshness. I don't think he'll make any changes based on personnel need to be removed, whatever the case may be. I look at that front line. Can Victor Roque start? Maybe, but I think even coming on with, half an hour in that game, I don't think that's enough to drop Lewandowski completely. Could Joao Felix start? Yes, but Lamine Yamal and Ferran Torres both put in at least a 9 out of 10 performance against Betis, and they're fully fit, ready to go. They should definitely be starting ahead of Joao Felix. Midfield 3 is not going to be touched whatsoever. Maybe Fermin could go in there, but I highly doubt it at this point. That midfield 3 is too rock solid to be touched whatsoever. Of course, the back line, that's where the questions come in when you bring up the names of Christensen and Cancelo, who have just come off the back of injuries and discomfort. Do you want to chuck them in a very high demanding game in a match that Barcelona must win? I don't think Xavi will. I think maybe he'll definitely use them potentially if he has them available as substitutions, and then focus on the next league game this weekend and have them starting in that game. I think in terms of freshness, sharpness, what's been working, this has been the best team so far. So I think Xavi will stick with it, and I believe this will be the line that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and I have not made any changes from Xavi's lineup. I've kept it the exact same. Again, really no room to make any changes unless someone is injured, fatigue, discomfort, whatever the case may be. I was just thinking there during the transition, there is maybe the argument for Roberto. You could put Roberto at right back or in the midfield as well to rest either maybe Koundé, Pedri, Gundogan, something like that. But if it ain't broken, there's no need to fix it whatsoever. I'll keep this very strong for this game. Of course, again, the cup is something that we need to progress in. Our only genuine chance of winning any silverware this season and making sure the season is not complete and utter disaster. Again, you can make those rotations in the next league game. I believe it's Villarreal this weekend at home as well. Finally, a home game where there's no traveling needed. You can do some rotation there with the Culés in the stadium. I think you got to keep it strong here and keep it with what works. And of course, the lineup against Betis definitely worked. And that's the lineup I was selecting for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you agree with my lineup and Xavi's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? As you can see by the caption, I have written Barcelona win, because I have no idea what's actually going to happen. Again, with this being a knockout game where we can go to potentially extra time and God forbid penalties, anything can happen. I would say this though, I'm not as confident for this game as I was for the Betis game. I don't know why, but for Betis I was going in very confident, thinking, I think we're going to win this game. We end up doing it. This game, I have a bit of, confidence and optimism, but not as much as the Betis game. I will say this for free. If we concede first, especially in that first half, forget about it. Absolutely forget about it. I think the most important thing here for Barcelona is to make their mark on this game, control it from the get-go, and get that goal first as well. I would not be surprised if this game goes to the extra time. I don't think penalties is a likelihood, but I think in the end, Barcelona will progress to the semifinals of the Copa del Rey. Again, not only do we need to, but we have to for the sake of the players, morales from the media, and of course Xavi's position as the manager. I don't think there'll be too many goals in this as well. I think if we're going to extra time, maybe it'll be 1-1 or 2-2 at the absolute most. I think 5 goals as a whole for combined both teams will be the most goals that will be scores. Maybe a 3-2 Barcelona win going to extra time, or vice versa, 2-1 Barcelona win, 2-0. I would be absolutely shocked if we keep a clean sheet, especially with, Mr. Inaki Peña in goal, who's been absolutely woeful since coming in for the injured Ter Stegen. But overall, I believe I'm going to back the boys to progress to the semifinals of the Copa del Rey. I've gone with the Barcelona win in this match, but of course, in the comments down below, don't bottle it like me. Let me know your score predictions. So that was a match preview for Athletic Club versus Barcelona in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing, firstly, of course, is your score prediction. And secondly, on the lineups, do you agree with my lineup and Xavi's lineup? What would you change if you were the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me, follow, share for the match, buy my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big moment here to have a big turning point in the season, and hopefully the boys do end up putting in at least at the bare minimum a performance that we can look forward to for the rest of the season. But again, it's progression or the season pretty much is dead. Take care and Forza Barca.
Go, 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 go.